All right, welcome. Today, we are diving deep into the art of the perfect excuse in Korean. We've all been there, right? You need a good reason for why things went wrong. And believe me, Korean has the perfect phrase for it, starting with that all-time classic, I was late because I overslept. Let's get right into it. You know exactly the kind of day I'm talking about, don't you? The ones where it just feels like the universe has decided to throw every possible wrench into your plans from the second you wake up. Yeah, it's that domino effect of tiny disasters. You oversleep, which means you have to rush, which of course means you just missed the bus, and then, to top it all off, you spill coffee all over yourself. It happens to literally everyone. Well, guess what? The Korean language actually has a specific grammar pattern designed for exactly these moments. So let's meet our new best friend for today, 눈바람에. Honestly, this is going to be your go-to for explaining all those unfortunate, unexpected little mishaps. So here's the deal. This is not your all-purpose, everyday, because this one is special. You pull this out only when something sudden or accidental or just totally out of your control leads to and this is key, a negative result. It's the perfect grammar for those, you are not going to believe what just happened to me moments. So how do you actually use this thing in a sentence? Well, the good news is it's surprisingly simple. Let's check out the blueprint. Okay, this table breaks it down so clearly. You start with the verb for the unexpected thing that happened. In this case, 늦잠 자, to oversleep. Then you just snap on our magic connector, 눈바람에, and finally you state the bad thing that happened as a result. 지각했어, I was late. See? It's a straight line from unexpected cause to unfortunate effect. All right, let's talk nuance, because this next part is absolutely crucial. Seriously, getting this right is what separates someone who sounds like a textbook from someone who sounds like a native speaker. It's time for a vibe check, understanding the difference between an accident and a choice. This comparison right here is everything. Look at the left side with 느는 바람에. An accident happened. It was totally out of your control. It happened to you, and because of that, you couldn't sleep. But on the right, with a different pattern, 느느라고, you chose to study. That was an action you were actively doing. That is the whole ball game right there. One is an external event, the other is an internal choice. And listen, I can't say this enough. If you remember only one single thing from this entire explainer, please make it this. This grammar pattern is for bad news only. It's exclusively for negative stuff, things that went wrong, unfortunate outcomes. You will never, ever, ever use it to talk about something good. Ever. Okay, theory time is over. Let's get practical and build your real-life excuse toolkit. Here are some super common, ready-to-use phrases for all those little everyday disasters. A total classic. You didn't plan to miss the bus, right? It just happened. You ran, the doors closed, and it pulled away. Boom. The perfect setup for 눈바람에. Here's another one we've all felt. That feeling of being so rushed, 서두르는, it directly caused a bad result. You forgot your wallet. It captures that feeling of frantic chaos perfectly. And this shows how great it is for things that are completely out of your hands. The picnic you planned, the outdoor concert, canceled. Why? Because it suddenly started raining, a totally uncontrollable event. And for a truly modern tragedy, you dropped your phone. It was an accident, and the awful, negative result? A cracked screen. This phrase was practically invented for this exact moment. All right, time for one last vibe check. Let's do a quick pop quiz to make sure that number one rule we talked about has really sunk in. You ready? So here's the scenario. You won the lottery. You're rich. It's amazing. Can you use our pattern today and say, because I won the lottery, I became rich? Take a second. What do you think? If you are thinking no, you are 100% correct. The answer is a big, flashing, absolute no. You cannot say this. And why not? It's simple. Because becoming rich is a good thing. It's a fantastic outcome, not a negative one. Remember, 느는 바람에 is strictly for problems and mishaps, not for lucky breaks and jackpots. So what would you say? For a happy result like that, you'd use a different phrase entirely. 덕분에, which is like saying thanks to. So, thanks to winning the lottery, I became rich. That's the right vibe for good news. Okay, let's recap the three most important takeaways. 1. You only use 눈바람에 to explain the reason for a bad result. 2. The cause is something out of your control that happens to you. And 3, say it with me, you never use it for good things. And that's pretty much it. You are now equipped with the perfect Korean grammar for explaining all of life's little unexpected curveballs. So the only question left is, what's the first thing you're going to use nin barame to explain?